Hello, Smegheads. I'm Ben Gilman, and welcome back to Smug Mode, a Red Dwarf podcast where we discuss episode by episode the cult sci-fi comedy classic Red Dwarf. I'm joined as always by Tom Hill.
Hey.
Troy Salmon.
What?
And Dan Rudge.
Yeah, I'm back.
I'm getting your surname correct now. Right, cool. And today we're discussing season 2, episode 2, Better Than Life.
Hey.
Smug Mode is now engaged. So this is another strong episode. So let's just get on with the plot element, the plot synopsis for this one. So it's basically the post pod that carries all the Red Dwarf mail comes to the ship, and it's a 3 million year old bag of mail, and everyone's going through all the mail, and Rimmer becomes depressed when he learns that his father is dead in a letter. But also during the mail, they find out the crew has an artificial game called Better Than Life, it's a virtual reality game which makes the players' wishes come true. And it's all going well until Rimmer's brain begins to rebel and all hell breaks loose. That's the basic premise of this episode. So where do you guys want to start? Because there's a lot to go through in 24 minutes.
I'm writing to inform you that your father is Dad.
Yeah, yes, it's Dad. I'm just listening, trying to break it down for him.
That's a good start. Let's start there then.
Sorry.
No, it's random. Just go for it. Where do you want to start? Because Rimmer can't
I'd
cook.
like to start with one of the things where Red Dwarf does get dated.
Okay.
Which is right at the beginning. Again, It's the Holly thing at the beginning. Personally, the only thing that keeps me going is the thought we are over 60 billion miles away from the nearest Bernie Inn.
What is a Bernie Inn?
It's like a Nando's.
Yeah, it's like an old yeah.
I had no idea. It's a question here, actually. What is a burning in? A Bernie Inn?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I think they're out of business.
It's like a beef eater or a Nando's.
Yeah, steakhouse, yeah.
It was one of those things that was all over the place at one point in like the 80s. Then got bought out by somebody.
Awesome.
Probably Little Chef or Beef Eater, to be honest. But...
Steakhouse.
Beef Eaters, I don't understand why people think they're amazing.
Yeah, probably Harvesters. You're right, Dan.
Harvester, yeah, good point. Could be Harvester.
Yeah, probably Harvesters, yeah.
Good point.
I'm quite tempted to find out now.
Well, you can always tell us on the next episode. Rimmer can't cook because the cat needs a stomach pump. So this is interesting because everyone's literally sick. What did he make? I don't write that down.
Real dumplings, proper dumplings, when they're properly cooked to perfection, proper dumplings should not bounce. The lamb? Everybody thought the lamb was the cheese. And that lemon meringue pie, man, what was that? Oh, I thought you liked that. You brought some back. Yeah, I wanted to try some on my athlete's foot.
Oh my God. I love it.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's just, oh man, I don't know. It sounds like they're lucky they're still alive, to be fair.
Yeah.
It sounds
like... Are they not dead yet? I don't know.
No, I'm surprised they didn't wipe out in season 2, because it sounds like Rimmer was on a death course to kill everyone. So I've also noted the Scutters love John Wayne again, because like those Scutters, they didn't reappear last week. We also didn't talk about the bunk bed.
Oh.
The bunk bed?
She Crichton made everything with curtains.
The little curtains.
Doilies.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up very quickly because we normally include the Scutters down and we forgot to last week. They did a lovely little painting. And I forgot to mention the lovely curtains. I didn't put that in my notes. There was so much in that episode.
Beautiful flowery curtains.
The picture of Rimmer on the toilet. Anyway, back to this episode. We've mentioned it now. Scutters love John Wayne again. This is a confirmed theme. They're running around doing cowboys and Indians. We've caught them watching Western films before.
Yeah.
The John Wayne fan club. Do you guys... I didn't realise beforehand that the Scutters always had like a standout comedy moment every episode.
Is it every episode?
So far, they have been prominent in every episode. They are clearly on screen doing something. funny. Whether it's the middle fingers or baby Scutters in the last, pink Scutter with the babies, like little ducks going past.
Yeah,
yeah, little mini cameos
Mm.
here and there.
Can we point out that, like, with the with that little Scutter thing where the pod gets opened, the post gets opened, and they take the John Wayne fan club letter?
Yeah.
That has a postcode on it.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
It's addressed to the Scutters, Red Dwarf, Deep Space, RE1 3DW.
I wonder if you put that into Google Maps where it would go.
RE1 3DW. I have to try that.
Yeah, you got to do it at some point.
Oh, talking of the post, don't you find these cassettes that they've got these triangle cassettes that are interesting? I'm trying to figure out how you bloody put them in a machine. There's some very interesting symbols like round discs and triangle discs. Really chunky VHS. I miss chunky VHS. Now it's all digital.
Good
I used to love cassettes. The noise that you put them in when you put them in, pop them out.
You go in there.
You know what I mean? Like DVDs, nice, but now we live in a digital age. There's something very satisfying about getting a VHS tape out and putting
that is true.
Yeah, it does. It just feels real. It's in your hand.
There is nothing more horrific in this world than hearing a VHS starting to get chewed up.
Oh my gosh! Well, I used to record everything. I used to record so many wrestling shows.
The younger generation have no idea about.
They don't know.
They
don't know.
You have Buffy, all of Buffy, free of charge on 4OD now. You lucky millennials. You're so lucky. We had to pay how much for just a half box set, DVD box set back in
like
2002?
£24, wasn't it?
Yeah, before they decided to do full season box sets for everything.
Yeah, it was about £50 for a full box set.
Yeah, you're lucky, boys. Very lucky. Now you're spoiled. Now you can watch wrestling and everything free of charge. Well, streaming anyway.
Unfortunately, the postcode RE1 3DW does not lead anywhere.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
I love how we were giving him time, but we didn't know we were giving him time to go research.
I knew Dan was searching something. I knew it.
Lovely.
Also, by the way, just out of interest, Bernie Inn was bought by Beefeater.
Oh, Beefeater. Okay. All right. There you go. Tom's doing it as well. All right.
Investigative journalism at its finest.
Yes, it's fine. It's right.
Right.
Oh, God, I love it.
I love, there's a lot we've got to get through. Casablanca remake, I'd just like to say, I've put in my notes here, Hollywood now, basically, 30 years later, Hollywood remaking everything. That is a very good joke for now, because
very relevant. Yeah, very relevant. Yeah.
Because they just cannot come up with new ideas. They just keep rebooting everything.
Myra Dinglebat and Peter Beardsley.
Yeah, longest game of chess. And it's a great gag. It's like another ship has sent Holly a moving chess. And so I can't remember who says it. And he's just gone, well, how deep is it into the game?
He says, so who's winning? Well, he is. That was the first move.
Yeah. Because Holly does the build-up of, oh, he's a sly one. And it's like, well, that's the first move. Got a big laugh from the audience and me, that one. Lister sets up Rimmer's tax. That made me laugh.
Yeah. What was that?
Him up for that. The light bulb, the tax joke.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just properly needling him again.
I just love the comment from Holly about when the post arrives. He goes, 3 million years. That's about average for second class post.
Yeah, Corona time waiting for post now. Yeah, again, a very joke that feels real now. You know what I mean? You have to send post ahead of time because of the Royal Mail. At the moment, are taking precautions against COVID. So it feels again, second-hand post is again 1988 joke, but now you can feel it again. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right.
The joke was really close.
The other one is what is the title that Rimmer's mum writes on that letter, because he keeps telling her he's passed the exams. So the letter addressed to him is something like Rear Admiral.
Yeah, anal jokes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh what was it? Rear Admiral
can't remember what it was, though.
Lieutenant. Rear Admiral Lieutenant General something.
Rimmer.
Is that the whole one? I can't remember
Yeah,
there was,
yeah.
there was
Rear
like
Admiral,
major in there as
Lieutenant
well.
General Rimmer.
Thank you.
Because it's from his mum.
Bless him. And we get a bit more insight into Rimmer's relationship with his family. Basically, but we find that because they bond a little bit, that love-hate relationship between the two, and you find out when Rimmer's Lys's dad died, he stuck his granddad, sorry. He stuck his head down the toilet to read his granddad the football results. Because they put his ashes down
his
the toilet, and that's where his dad, sorry, I do apologise. And that's where Lister thought everybody went. So
yeah, they told him he'd gone to the same place as his goldfish. They thought he'd flushed him down the toilet. Yeah,
that's it. Rimmer hates his dad, but again, this is another thing that we're going to come back to over later seasons. He divorced his parents. How can you divorce your parents? This is something that I've heard about. I've heard people do this.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin famously once divorced his parents. Like,
very popular in America.
What is the age, and how do you do that? Like, because you're not married to them.
It's circumstantial. It's not age based.
Okay.
No, it's something which is open for minors to do because there are ways in which, like that's a legal way that they can come forwards and say, "There's absolutely nothing for me here." But it's also got loopholes so that basically it can be exploited by people who want to exploit it for some reason.
Yeah.
And no one really talks much about it.
There's a great line because Kat's busting in here. He says, "Hey man, I'm hungry." Liz is like, "Shush, Rimmer's dad's died," and Kat just says, "Well, we prefer chicken."
I prefer chicken.
Chicken.
Seriously, what an arsehole. Groovy 24/7 is back as an in-joke again, and it does have a great joke about the Bible, where it says, "To my darling Candy, all characters portrayed within this book are fictitious, and any resemblance to persons living or dead is purely coincidental."
Condemned universally by
a lot of people feel like that about the Christian Bible. I'm not going to say anything because I try respect. It just made me laugh. It just made me laugh a lot. That was a good.
Been universally condemned by church leaders.
Yes.
As Christian myself, even I was cracking up at that. I'm gonna lie. I was kind of laughing at that. The church leaders.
So
I was like, wow.
Doing everything before they go into VR. So I'm going through my notes bit by bit. I just want to try and keep it in a straight line. Also, do you not think the controllers that they put on their heads for the virtual reality look like bicycle helmets?
Yes, they do.
Cheap. They look a bit cheap.
There's a good reason for that. It's because they were bicycle helmets.
It looks like they don't even fit their heads, though.
Yeah.
I know, it just doesn't.
It's that peculiar level of British comedy where because you can see the cracks, it makes it better.
Yeah.
Like Dinner Ladies.
I want to go back very quickly to the cat again, who's got some great news. He tries to reassure Rimmer about your father. If it's any help, he's in the ground now. Sure, it's bad news for him, but on the other hand, it's party time for all those little worms.
Little worms, yeah. I was like, wow.
Cat just
Once again, that's just the perfect
him.
attitude for a cat.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And I love the fact Rimmer owns the outline revenue, £8,500, because he left a light bulb on. What do you mean? Just because we're 3 million years into deep space and the human race is extinct, it means nothing to these people. They will find us.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then we find out that Rimmer's dad used to put them on the goddamn rack. That's quite dark. Like,
Yeah, stretch them out. Oh,
Every
man.
morning, if we hadn't grown, back on the rack.
Back on the rack.
hmm.
Oh god. That was a savage.
I have adopted Holly's "What's Happening, Dudes" because he's saying that a lot now.
Well, it became his catchphrase in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, "What's happening, dudes?" I say that now. So if you hear me say that next recording, you know why. Did you know that it took the actress playing Marilyn Monroe 14 takes to say "ooby dooby doo"?
Boo boo be doo, yeah.
How about Ooby Dooby Don't? Cats complain about too much sex. That's interesting. Obviously, I also love the cat's girlfriend who's a fish. The top half is a fish, the bottom half is a woman.
Oh yeah, the mermaid.
Yeah. There's that bit where they're actually listening to the news just after the cat's left after failing to console Lister. The bit where the newsreader's like, so great is the appeal of Better Than Life. The thing about the rubber nuclear weapons having to be deployed.
Oh, yeah.
The problem is that they said it was in New Tokyo, and I thought that's just a little bit close to the mark there, mate.
I know. I was like, oh my days.
Very close, right on the knuckles, so you can see, you know.
And the cat and Marilyn Monroe as well. Marilyn Monroe was chasing throughout the entire simulation.
Because it does a bit of sci-fi here. It doesn't really get too scientific, which I like. I've always liked about Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
It does it in a way that is digestible for an audience. It's what New Who does really well. It makes it easier to understand. So, like, for example, you have Rimmer's dad say to Rimmer, "You're a total smeghead," and Rimmer's like, "It's my fantasy," and then you find out it's the cat making him say it. Clever things like that, you kind of understand how it all works.
Yeah.
What do we think of Rimmer's dad anyway? The hologram, because it might not be the actual dad, because it might just be Rimmer's biased take on his dad. What do we think of him? What's our take on him?
Well, you only see him for like one scene, don't you?
Yes, sure.
Or are we talking about how Rimmer describes him as well?
Do you not think he looks like an elder Hitler with the moustache? Do you think that's what they were going for? Because he's got a little Hitler moustache.
I don't know.
Never really thought of it like that.
Yeah, I don't really think about it. Yeah, at the time. I just thought like it was just a manifestation of his own mind in it of how evil he was.
I love the fact that Rimmer's fanboying over Napoleon.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You're my all-time favourite fascist dictator.
It's a great line.
I was actually dying at that part. I was actually laughing so hard at that. I was like, yeah, go on it. Go on, Rimmer.
It's a great line. Has anybody else any good points about the beach scenes or anything?
Well, the fact that Tony Hawk is back again for Red Dwarf, I just like because he appears in so much of it.
Yeah.
Like, first 2 or 3 seasons, he's in everything. He's like the all-purpose character for absolutely everything. Is Tony? He goes to Tony.
Like reborn each episode. Yeah,
basically. So yeah, the fact that he was in it again, I liked, but just trying to remember the beach scene.
No, the Marilyn Monroe. The Marilyn Monroe.
The best thing about the beach scene is whenever they just like the Harley Davidson appears and they just give the finger.
Give the finger to
Stan, and then he's like, "Okay, my turn, Reliant Robin."
I love the middle finger. It's just so funny because when Red Dwarf does swear, it's very rare and it's very effective and funny when they just do it. Also, apparently in production, Craig Charles stole the bike about 1 million times, because you can see on the Smeg ups on the DVD, it's about 15 times, and then you just see the stunt actor take the bike so that they can drive away. Can't hear Jenny Jules just going, "We're gonna bloody be here all bloody day."
Just drive off.
Because he's very English. You forget because he's the cat. He's got an American accent. He's actually bloody British.
He's from London, yeah.
Yeah.
He's in that TV show. Another one. What's it called? Death in Paradise. Is in that.
Yeah. He's so good in that.
I've got a plot hole. Rimmer complains in season 1 about Lister smoking this, that. Guy's got a cigar in his mouth at dinner. He's smoking a cigar. Hypocrite.
That's different to smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Smoking.
It's the same thing.
No, it's completely different things.
Nah, it's different practice. I mean, it's still tobacco, but it's a completely different practice.
Yeah, cigar smoking is completely different to cigarette smoking.
Oh my god.
In what way?
Cigarette talk. Oh my gosh. God.
Come on, I want to hear this. We're halfway down here.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Intro on this side, you and down on that side. What do you mean? Smoking, bro.
No, because with cigarettes, the whole point is that you inhale, and on top of that, the smell is quite acrid. With cigars, you don't inhale the smoke; it only goes into your mouth.
You roll it round in your mouth.
It can be done as a status symbol, whereas smoking a cigarette is done to smoke,
I've smoked.
cigars can be used as a smoke as a status symbol.
Cigarettes the same way as well. They want to go outside and be with their friends, hide and everybody else.
No, I agree with this, Trey, actually, because I've smoked cigars twice in my life when I used to smoke. Cigar, first time, I nearly died because I tried to smoke
Because you
it.
tried to inhale it.
Damn.
And then the second time, you breathe it in very gently and then blow it out. You do not inhale. You just kind of... It's a bit shit, though. I don't see the point of it. It's a bit of a waste of time.
Traitor to me. I'm against everything. I'm against all that smoking. I'm against it.
Anyway.
Anyways, let's continue. Go on.
Yeah, let's continue because we've still got a fair bit to get through. I do love Cat has an aquarium for his dinner, so he's got his little fishing rod out. I'm going to get you, little fishy, is back on the agenda as a song.
Yeah. I love when they're in the restaurant because they're talking about their bedrooms and the fact that his wardrobe crosses an international timeline.
Oh yeah, they've been saying how big their bedrooms are. Who's got the biggest?
I would love to have seen that, but then again, budget.
Yeah.
Magruder. This is the first time we've seen
You actually
Magruder.
see Magruder, yeah.
Tiger.
Cobra.
Twice in one lifetime, I'm turning into Hugh Hefner.
Him and Cat, because Cat's obviously not used to having sex as well, so he gets sick of it very quickly in this episode by the looks of it. Whoop-de-doo is now a term for sex. Is there anything else? Because it gets a bit wired. What do you guys think? Because they try and swerve turn a couple of times at the end. Because father comes out with the hammer.
No, that's not his father. That's the Outland Revenue.
Yes, it is. Yep, sorry. That's the Rent Avenue guy. He looks like Hitler. Sorry, the rent guy looks like Hitler. That's not the guy.
Yeah.
And he literally looks like he hits him with the hammer at the end. They're still in the game.
Yeah.
Remember just his mindset. I love the way they did that. That's like one of my favorite scenes ever, where he just literally thinking himself up some wife and kids.
I forgot something for you. Norman Lovett. He was able to do his line from inside a production truck while the rest of the cast had to suffer with the beach, cold weather, tied in the sand. He was not popular after that, apparently. It took him a couple of weeks to forgive him.
Okay.
And Rimmer's middle name is revealed to be Judas.
Yes. Arnold Judas Rimmer.
Can we go back to this kid? There is one bit I want to end up on, because we see how Rimmer wants to be successful. Lister just wants to goof around. Cat just wants to eat. It's all mainly Rimmer.
Cat doesn't just want to eat. Cat wants to play golf as well. Well,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, exactly. He does.
Can I just say he looks very snazzy in a golf outfit, but he cannot play golf. I think that's how I would have played golf. Just swung the club.
The way he just swung the club, I was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah,
that is one of my favourite moments when they have that shot of the green and the ball lands beautifully on it, and then suddenly the club's flying.
The stick's right there. The club's right next to it.
That leaves me with one more thing. The boy who gets our Ahmed Rimmer's autograph. What is wrong with this boy? Like, he looks petrified. He's the worst actor I've ever seen in a TV show at this point.
I always got the impression that he was trying to be in awe of Admiral Rimmer.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. Was the whole point was he's going up to his all-time greatest hero of all time. It's like when Rimmer goes up to Napoleon earlier.
Yeah, same thing.
It's the same kind of thing. That's how I always saw it. And also, working with kids, you never know whether they're going to be any good until they're there. So,
got a point.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of felt like the kid was like, "Oh, I've been the talk of the academy," like a high pitch.
I think it was done on purpose because it was such a cliche of what Rimmer believed someone would be like if they were spoken to like that.
Yeah, he's a fanboy.
So I think it was done. I don't think it was actually bad acting. I think it was done entirely on purpose because that was Rimmer's idea, and he had no idea what it was like to be adored by anybody. So it was kind of the most cliched version you could find of it.
So it's like when you're sitting down at the table and everyone's laughing at his jokes. It was like, and it was like,
Everything which is helping out Lister and Kat, it might be absurd, but there's an element of naturalness to what's going on for them, and there's an obvious enjoyment of it, regardless of how weird it is. Rimmer's ones all have that falseness because that's the story of the episode.
Exactly, it's awkward. Yeah.
But basically, also in the just to finish up, in the deleted scene, well, in one of the Smug ups, you hear him go, "I'll be the talk of the academy," and you just hear Chris Berry just go, "Of course you will, you little shit, now F up." He just slaps him and moves him. It's quite funny, and the crew just laugh, and you hear him say, "I'm really sorry." It's quite funny. Anyway, so another strong episode, though. It, again, has all the laughs just going.
Yeah. Possibly my second favourite episode of the series, actually.
Well, we've only done 2, so that's kind of not hard to do at this point.
No, but I mean of the whole series. This is me looking at it with the knowledge of the 4 that are still to come. This is my second favourite of the whole series.
What is your favourite one, then?
My favourite one is Queeg, which we will get to.
No, Queeg is amazing. Queeg, oh my gosh.
We're going to have to rank these in a couple of seasons because we should do them every couple of seasons. It's going to get really hard because this is high comedy. The cat one is just finishing right at the bottom, but everything else is to play for. Okay. Right. Well, that's okay. So we all enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Loved it.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
What did you think, Dan? Yeah, there we go. He's there.
Absolutely loved it. Absolutely adored that episode. Also, can I point out something else?
Sure, go for it.
Of the books that I've read of Red Dwarf, Better Than Life is my favourite by a long way.
Yeah.
But that's Better Than Life is actually quite a dangerous game in the book, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we'll do.
We go a lot more into a lot more detail. There's a lot more adventure inside the game. It's sort of a precursor to the kind of Ready Player One lit RPG style, looking at things from inside.
Yeah, you got to put, okay, yeah.
I'm going to park this because I will propose now that we do a special side stories with all the books and a special in maybe at the end of season 2. Because you, Dan, and Tom can teach me about it because I've never touched. I've never touched the book, so you guys can fill me in on that. And especially,
I've only ever read the first book, and I'm going to start reading Better Than Life.
Well, Dan can also help us fill in as well, then, and we can talk about that on a special podcast. But anyway, that's it for me.
And from me.
And from me.
And myself.
Now, smeg off, you smegheads.